What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Afros in the Diaspora. And today we have JOLA, aka Macanjy. Macanjy and I kind of sort of go way back. We went to the same university in Nigeria, Redeemers University. And now here we are in the abroad, in the diaspora. We're in Canada,
Yes, yes.
and JOLA is doing incredible things as a visual artist. Yeah, JOLA, welcome.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to jump right into the trivia?
Well, I'll do my very best. Let's see.
See, I've been accused of catching people
I've
unawares.
had many, and I don't think I'm ready for it.
I've been accused of catching people unawares, but I always give a heads up that I will be asking you about your country.
Ah,
So, are you ready?
please don't judge me if I fail everything.
You're good. You're good. You won't feel anything. Okay, you know what? I'll try to be nice.
Please be
Okay?
nice. Yeah.
I'll try. All right. What is the capital of Kwara State?
Ilorin.
Okay, see, you're off to a great start. You're off to a great start.
Please
Okay.
keep it going like that, at that pace.
All right, I'll try. So Nigeria is divided into 36 states. Which one is the largest by area? So like the biggest state.
The biggest state or the biggest territory?
No, state, like just by landmass.
By landmass. Can I get hints? Is it in the northern state?
Oh, let me see. It's in the northern state. The capital of that state is Mina.
Hold on a second. This is not the answer, but I'm trying to get in the groove. Katsina,
Okay.
either Kaduna, Abia, Umaya, Adamawa, Yola, Akwa Ibom, Uyo, Anambra, Awka, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Yenegua, Bayelsa, Calabar, Delta, Asaba, Edo, Benin, Ebonyi, Abakaliki, Ekiti, Ado Ekiti, Enugu, Gombe, Ibo,
Uh-uh.
Umbe, Jigawa,
Uh-uh.
Dulce,
Uh-uh.
Kaduna, Katsina,
Castina.
Kano, Kebbi, Kebbi, Kogi, Lokoja, Kwara, Ilorin, Lagos, Ikeja, Nasarawa, Lafia,
Is the one they did
Niger,
not ask? Is the one they not Ninja?
Mina.
Hey, is the one they not ask you that you're now doing? Ah, yeah, oh my, I don't. You went to go and practice that one because you have heard it before, isn't
No, I
it?
think I just
I'll
still
take.
remember it because they ridiculed me
Okay.
in my primary school for that.
Oh my days. Yes, yes. That's actually a question I've asked before, and it's like it was too hard for some people. So I was just like, okay,
I
let me
heard
just do that.
LifeSmith Media mess it up. What's his name? What's his
Mosiah.
Mosiah?
Mo.
I heard
Mo.
him. I heard him murder it, but I don't blame him. To be honest, I'm not any better.
Yeah.
I'm
But I
glad I got
mean
the second question.
you're a lot better though, not gonna lie. Like with the states are capitals, you're better than me. You're good. Okay. Okay, you got the answer. Let's go. All right. So what year did Nigeria start using the naira? We like money, right? So, when did your country adopt the naira currency?
Can I get a
Let's
hint?
see if I can give you a hint. Let's see. It was in the 1970s. That's as close as I can get.
1979.
No, you have one more try.
Because before you said 1970s, I wanted to choose 1969, which I knew that there was something major that happened on that date. But let me see, 1974,
No, 1973. 1973.
73, 73,
73. Okay. Not talking about naira.
Mali.
Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, look at you! Look at you! Look at you! All right, for that one now, who is on the 100 naira notes?
Oh, come on, man. What does even the 100 naira note look like?
Oh, see you. You don't travel, you don't forget,
I
Abby.
swear. Let me say, I do not know, so I'm just going to randomly guess. Maybe Tafawa Balewa,
No.
but then I
One
don't
more.
know.
I'll give you one more guess.
Nandi Azikiwe.
He's a Yoruba guy.
Ah, Ah, those Yoruba ancient great men.
Obafemi
Uh,
Awolowo.
about Femi Awolowo. I
Look
didn't
at
remember that one. I didn't get it.
look at you. I'll ask you about another note.
Oh, I hate this part of the trivia. All those names. And to think that I was good in government at the time, but man, I don't think I remember those things anymore.
I was average. I can't even front. I was average in government. I
That
was
was one of my favorite courses, but
maybe a
because
little bit above average, but I did not love it. But anyway, yes. Okay, okay. Are you ready for this one?
I think so.
It's the most okay.
The one you
Let me
think is the
see.
easiest might not be the
It would not
hardest.
be the hardest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you
Don't
know what?
jinx
Let's
it.
do let me ask you this one.
Okay.
Part of the Nigerian currency, there's a coins called kobo,
Cobble,
right?
yes.
Yeah, and then the naira notes are made of paper, and you remember that plastic that some notes are made of. What is it called? So that you cannot squeeze it and chook inside pockets. Cannot use it to bribe. Cannot use it
Yes.
to.
So we were with the coin and then the paper one and then we changed
Mm,
to shit. It'd be
what's the
like
name of that material?
I don't know. Cyclorama.
Cyclorama. I'm God.
Rubber.
No,
No.
it's because it is a type of like
I
plastic,
know it's a
right?
type of plastic. I don't know. I don't know what it's. I don't
All
think I
right,
even ever heard. Maybe when I hear it, I would know, but I don't think I ever
it's
heard it.
it's polymer.
I didn't hear it though.
You didn't knew.
I didn't know.
Okay, let
Yeah,
me.
that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Now you know. Now you know, right?
To think that I still want to go back home someday and get involved in politics, I should go back and actually refresh myself in all of these things.
You're interested in getting involved in Nigerian politics?
Yeah,
Ooh, okay. Please go and change things for the better.
yeah, exactly.
All
So
right.
I need to refresh myself. This is good. Okay.
Okay. I'm glad. I'm glad this is helping you in some way.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you two more questions.
Okay.
You're Yoruba, right?
I am.
Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like where this is going.
The name of which city of Nigeria translates to by the side of the middle in Yoruba?
Of which city in Nigeria, in a Yoruba state?
So yeah, obviously it's a Yoruba state, but the name of the city translates to by the edge of the middle in Yoruba.
Can you spell the middle? Middle or
No,
Meadow?
oh no, yeah, Meadow.
What is Meadow? What's a middle?
Oh, let's go to
Uh-huh.
Google.
Me, I will not
Let's
act like
go
I know.
to.
I just hear all those canyon meadows, all of that, just think canyon meadow. I don't know. Please tell me what it
It's a
is. And then
so
I will know.
essentially it's a piece of low ground near a river.
Okay, low ground near a river.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Abeokuta, that's under the rock in Ogun State. We've got Lagos, Eko. We've got Oshun, Oshogbo, Oyo, Ibadan. Oyo, Ibadan. Ibadan.
What
This is Yoruba that is not even translatable. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to
what does
think.
Oshogbo mean? Do you know what Oshogbo means?
No, Osho, Tombo. I'm trying to figure it out from my layman Yoruba common sense.
What
Shogbo.
ab- what about Ibadan? What does Ibadan mean?
I don't. Those two, they are not easily translatable. That's the problem.
Ibadan is the answer, Sha.
Ibadan. Iba.
Yes.
Don. I didn't know that. I, I didn't know that. But I'm also trying to see how the territories of Ibadan actually align with that. Well, when you say the middles, and then there's a river that crosses through Oshun, and yeah, I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
true. And Oyo,
Yeah.
that's
Well, we have
true.
learned something new today.
I've learned to. Ah,
We're done with the trivia. Clap for yourself. You did
ah,
well. You did better than some people. Clap
thank
for
you,
yourself. Well
thank
done.
you.
Well done. You can take your bows. So next we'll just talk about some myths that we heard growing up that if the rain is falling and sun is shining at the same time,
Ah,
it
I
means a
love those things so much.
lion is giving birth.
Vet, all those things. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
Which ones Which one do you remember?
I don't know which one do
Oh,
I.
you don't
I
remember?
remember. I just remember. I don't know if if it falls under this, but just like adage that they would say. Oh no no no! I think I remember that. Oh, I think that's the one you said. Rain is falling, sun is
Sun is
shining at the
shining.
same time.
Yeah.
Lion is giving birth. Which other one
Yeah.
again is there?
Or that if you stand and then you look under your legs,
Mm.
you'll be able to see spirits.
Yes, you see
I
spirit.
remember that
I know
one.
this one. Of if you do like this, your eyes like this, you go
If you
blind,
flip your eyes
and you
up, yeah,
touch it, you go blind. I know
you go
that.
blind. I don't. So many people did it growing up.
Me, I
No
did it
one
though.
ever went blind.
Me, I didn't
Oh,
go
oh,
blind. I didn't.
you were one of those people that could do
What I
it.
look like a troublemaker. There was nothing I didn't do.
My days, but yeah, no, I tried. I really tried to
I
like
did.
flip
I
it.
played with it
It
for
never.
days, for hours. I would just be like that. People would be scared and they would do like this, cover your eyes, blah blah blah. I didn't see shit, so yeah, I was okay. I'm alive today,
Okay,
so.
praise God. You can see with your two
I
eyes.
see my
That's
two
good.
eyes, but yeah,
Another one I remember. This one was very very foolish of me as a kid, but
yeah.
you know, hindsight is 2020. You look back on childhood and you're just like, I was not
Real,
wise.
been
Oh,
there, done
guy,
that.
been there,
Been
done that
there.
exactly. This one, because I had a lesson teacher, and
Yeah,
there's not
me
one of
too.
my lesson teachers that I mean, maybe there's one or two that I liked, but most of them were
I
just
never liked any of them.
militants. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
I did not like.
They
Yeah,
even shipped one
so
from Ghana for me.
ah, was
All the way from Ghana. He said,
it that bad?
Pastor, Pastor. Man,
My gosh.
let's leave that guy alone, please.
Okay, no wala, no wala. But there's this one, and this one I use it a lot for my lesson teacher because they said that if you want someone to forget something, you pluck your eyelid, like sorry, your eyelashes, and then you put it on like a doorpost or somewhere you know that they'll cross over.
Okay.
That when they cross over your eyelashes, they will forget what you want them to forget. That did not work for me one day,
It
and I
didn't.
almost went bald in my lashes testing it out.
That
I
shouldn't work.
tried.
But I think maybe in various parts of Nigeria these things go differently. Because in my own area, I think if I
Mhm.
remember vividly, when you pluck one out, what do we do with it? I don't remember it being the person we forget. I remember it being
Oh,
something else for the person.
like what? Do you
Yeah,
remember what it was
I
in
can't
your
remember.
life?
I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. But I know it was something different. That thing was interesting
Yeah,
back then. But yeah.
yeah. Or if you see money on the floor
Hey, you
and
talk
you
to
pick it
Yam.
up, you
Oh,
thought,
you talk to Yam or goat. The one
yeah,
that we have, I remember this one in church. They will say that if somebody give you sweet finger,
turn it to finger. And you know, see,
finger,
Nollywood helped spread the wildfire of those
propagate
like myths.
that
It just
gospel.
propagated it because like you
Like,
watch a Nollywood movie where Kanayo is a cultist and
ah,
is looking for people to use for rituals, and then he'll go and plant money on the
so
floor
when I was
and
young,
stuff.
I had ojukokoro. You know what ojukokoro means? You know
Big
when they
guy.
say that big guy, you like food, you like sweets, all those things. So when all those adults give me that thing, I will remember that my mommy said that finger. I remember they taught me in church, but I was saying, let me eat it first. Let the finger come.
Did you used to actually eat it?
So we give me sweet, I will eat sweet. What are you saying?
Ah, that
I
was
said,
a risk.
yeah, I'm a risk
Oh,
taker.
that was a you're a risk taker.
If I was young.
That's a risk because for me, I was terrified. I was
Eh?
so terrified
No.
because you see super story, all those movies,
So
all
me,
those
I was the
stories, like
daring
series.
kid. Like I always, oh, so they said
Ah,
this thing. So when I
you
now
want
do
to
it, I would
test?
rather do like this. This.
You like the sign of the
So
cross?
I don't know, my
Ah,
first testing, then I would do it like
I said
crazy.
there was this super story series like this. You know how they do different
Yes,
one. This
that
one
part.
they gave this guy. I don't know if it was sweet or it was puff puff. For years after that, I didn't eat puff puff until later when I got a bit older. They gave her puff puff. Someone was doing birthday and they brought puff puff to class. That's how everybody in class ate puff puff at
You know
night.
it.
At night, at night, this girl, the person that shared the puff puff, would just come outside their house, puff puff, puff puff, And you know what was happening? She's calling the puff puff that she gave them
To
because
give
that
them,
puff puff
yeah.
had already they've done
Well,
rituals on the puff
yeah,
puff. So as she's calling the puff puff is answering, but it's the people that ate the puff puff are
that
answering her
answering.
because
But
that's
I,
the
but I think if we really look at it, when we were when at that time, I think witchcraft was very hot cake.
as in it's not was or it still is now. It's just
But now it's refined though. Then they were
it's
actual
more
witchcraft. Like
refined.
women were witchcrafting, you know.
Yeah.
They were actually
Women
doing
and
practicing.
men, women and men, everybody was doing their own
Yeah,
cake,
I didn't eat
you
puff
know.
puff, but all those birthdays that you go to and you share all those birthday
Ha,
packs. I drank my
Omo,
capsule before I
I
reach
re
house, and then I disposed of the
no.
capsule. Eh?
Shout out to daredevils like you because me, I will
um,
package it.
Me, I
I will
enjoy
even
though.
collect.
Make I
See,
tell you.
I'll collect the ones from my siblings so that they will not eat it, and then I'll
Yeah.
put everything in my bag, and then I'll take it home. So I will not eat it. I'll not let my siblings eat it. I'll snatch it from them. We are not going to turn into yam. We're not going to
Ah,
become witches.
I say let me turn it to now. That money on the floor one though, I was scared. That
Yeah,
money on the
that
floor one,
was.
I was scared because that one somebody could have actually set a trap. But you see those ones that they will share to. I say we didn't kill all the children. They will not kill
No,
all of
but they
us.
can turn all of them to witches.
Let me be a witch. Would I
Almost.
fly?
Big. Anyway, thank you
Oh,
so much, Jala,
yeah.
for joining me for this, back and forth, this icebreakers and the trivia.
Right.
Awesome. So let's get into our topic. And we are talking about your story essentially. So would you mind just sharing a bit about your immigration story of how you moved from Nigeria here to Canada?
Okay. So I used to be a big advocate for Nigeria. Like, hey, I'm not leaving. Hey, like Nigeria is gonna be better. Hey, if you make this money in Nigeria, bam, that's it. You're sort. So there's really no need to be out there, you know. And after my university education, I kept hustling and pursuing businesses. You know, I had a government job. I quit that. You know, started focusing on different things. I was just big on that. And even as an artist in Nigeria, I was already doing a couple, like back from university days, I was already doing many things like making portraits for the vice president, who is a visitor of the
Vice
university. Yeah.
Vice president
Yeah. I
of the
was
country.
of the country. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
was already doing
Cool.
murals in Lagos,
That's
like
cool.
the paper packaging company. So I was already doing things, right? But generally, that was just me doing everything. But it got to a time in 2020 when I felt like, no, I can't do this. This is right now. This is not sustainable for what I'm looking at for the next 5, 10 years for myself. Like I
Mm.
don't see myself getting that done. So what I did next was apply to a school here in Canada, and I applied in 2020, and I didn't hear any response, and I left it. I just left the application like that. And sometimes in 2021, in June or July, I just woke up and saw an email from IRCC that visa is out. I'm like, okay.
Oh wait, you didn't apply for visa?
No, like I applied to school, I got admission, I did everything, I applied for the visa in 2020
Oh,
and I got ghosted.
oh,
No
oh,
response, nothing. There's no
right.
there's no NSPPD prayer that I didn't do in the first 2 months.
What is NSPPD for the listeners?
Pastor Jerry Easy. You know Pastor Jerry Easy? You've left you've left Nigeria a long time. You should go Google him. Like every Nigerian right now literally is on Pastor Jerry Easy. Especially those that want to travel. It's a requirement. It's
Oh,
part of the
oh,
IRCC requirement.
requirement.
So I mean after a while I'm like, you know what, let me just leave this because that time puts your life on hold.
Yeah.
That visa process. So I'm like, I'm not going to let this thing, drag me back. Like I'm going to focus on what I'm doing. So I left the whole visa process. I did not even respond to them, nothing. And then sometime in 2021, after a year, full year, I just woke up and
Wow.
I saw a visa. I'm like, okay, I didn't even want to come anymore. But encouragement of family. No, at that
You
time,
know to come in. You know to come
no, at that
anymore.
time I was now getting soft, because it was another one
Okay.
year again of just leaving the whole visa thing and going back to hustling. So,
Okay.
but then encouragement and everything. So I'm like, all right. So that's how I came to Canada, and I got to New Brunswick where I had to school, and then I schooled for 1 year. That's been my life so far. That's
Wow.
how I came to Canada.
That's the journey. And you came by yourself, right?
Um, yes. So when I came to Canada, my brother had already been English. Don't fail me. So I came in 2021. My brother was in Canada in 2018,
Hmm.
right? So yeah. So coming to the whole idea of going to New Brunswick and all that was because I already had a brother who was in New Brunswick, you get, and stuff like that. But then getting to New Brunswick, like getting my place, all of that, bringing my baby in because I was married at the time, bringing my baby in, all of that, leaving New Brunswick and coming all the way to Calgary. It's another different story entirely. So
A
yeah,
different story entirely.
different story.
What can you say? What can you, because you've talked about how you were hustling and bustling and putting the work in even before you moved here, and then when you got here, of course, that doesn't disappear, right? You keep
Yeah,
on, trying to make it happen and do it
right.
for yourself and your family. What? Because we've had other conversations around like that hustle mentality. Would
Yeah.
you mind just sharing a little bit more about it? Like from,
Okay.
from back home in Nigeria, doing businesses, da, 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 and then you move here and what's the trajectory of that? Would you
Ha
mind
la
just like
la. Okay, okay. I like where this is going, and that's where my next solo exhibition, which I'm going to exhibit in the summer, that's what it's all about.
yeah.
The exhibition is titled The Danfo School of Thought, right?
Okay.
And I feel like that Danfo mentality is what happens to every basic Nigerian that comes to Canada.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's from a point of, you know how the downfall never stops. So you have to hop on the downfall to catch the bus, right? That's how it is here in Canada. I remember that from the whole mentality I had in Nigeria and to how I hustled, I felt like when I got to Canada, nothing in this world was going to stop me. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
The day I landed in Canada, I landed August 6th, August 7th, I started work.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it was like there was this adrenaline rush where I couldn't sit down to do nothing. I'm like, I'm here now in the land of
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. What am I relaxing for? What am I wasting any time for? So I hit the ground running literally. And that's how I started going. So I would say, in my own opinion, it's just the rat race that continued, just on two different levels, and yeah, I don't know if that answered that question, but that's how it
Yeah.
was for me. Yeah, I was doing
You
literally all the jobs you can think of, right?
name some.
Also overnight, so I was studying, right?
Yeah.
So I landed August 6th, started doing a couple of things like DoorDash, Instacart, started learning the whole process the next day. By
Mm-hmm.
By August 20 something, I already started an
Mm-hmm.
overnight job with GDI Integrated Services, like just cleaning of the university campus overnight. That's the
Mm-hmm.
University of New Brunswick. So I was given this massive cafeteria where only me gets to clean. So
Mm-hmm.
by 10 p.m. every night, you resume there till 6 a.m. You are sweeping and mopping. I was the only one for the whole cafeteria, so it made sense. Like, even though the job seemed like a lot for me at first, I didn't care, but I got used to it. I already had now I had my pattern. Now it got to a time where I could now do that job in 3 hours and I was done.
Mm.
Yeah. So, and then you do it from 10 to 6 a.m., but 3 hours I'm done, so you can go do whatever. So I
Yeah.
did that. I was doing DoorDash and Instacarts, and I was traveling, and I was studying at the same time. So imagine working overnight 10 till 6, and from
Yeah.
6 a.m. Tim Hortons rush till like 9 a.m. before class starts. I would do that DoorDash. When I do that DoorDash,
Mm.
I would do it till like 10:30. Sometimes a lot of times I'm late to class. I do that and then I go to class. But the good thing was it was painting class, or it was drawing class, or it was
Mm-hmm.
public art. These were things
Mm-hmm.
that were innate to me. So it's like when they give us live drawing,
Easy.
for instance, like when everybody else is taking 2 hours and that thing are done, I'm coming 30 to 15, 20 minutes, I'm done with it. I've taken an Instacart order and I'm out of the class.
And you're out. Wow.
Because I had to pay my fees, I had to pay my rent,
Mm-hmm.
all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm out. So I go and do another DoorDash order, do another 2 hours, then run back to class for the next class. But whenever I'm in class, while I'm doing those work, I'm also sleeping. So I had a couple
Mm.
of times where the registrar emailed me and they're like, "Hey Jola, are you okay? Do you want to see a psychologist?" I'm like, "What is a psychologist?" I said, "All is well."
Oh.
What I that time you were no, I don't know what mental health was like. What are
Mm.
you talking about? What is a
Yeah.
psychologist? All I know is you have to get the job done. Because when I came
Yes.
to part of the things that I had to do, what made me also hit the ground running immediately was I had to tell school that, hey, allow me to pay my fees monthly.
Oh, they allowed you like pay instrumentally.
Instrumentally, yes. So
Oh,
because I literally
that's
came
so
in with
good.
nothing. So like
Mm.
that I had to pay every month. And so I
Yeah.
was doing that, which is about at that time, imagine at 2021 paying over sometimes 1,600 per month to pay fees, not to talk of your rent. And my rent
Yeah.
for my one bedroom condo was 795 because
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't share with another person. Look at me, oh,
Right.
what trying to still maintain my status quo.
You're like, I'll walk around the clock.
I'll
I'll
rock
not
very
really be at the condo, but
but
it's my own.
exactly. So
Yeah.
so in doing all of that, that's why I started to do Airbnbs in the condo because like literally I was never almost never around. So that was my
Mm.
cycle for the first 1 year of being in
Wow.
Canada. So you can imagine from the day I landed to and that really put me out there in understanding a lot of things. Like,
Mm.
you know, put like I knew the town, I knew my city like the back of my hand in three
Right.
months because like
Mm-hmm.
so that's how it
So like
was
you got a car pretty soon after you moved here.
as soon as I landed.
Oh, okay.
That was the first thing. That was
Okay.
that was that
Just
was
like
paramount
seeing the
to
progress
the yeah,
to the hostel.
paramount
Yeah.
to the hustle.
It was an investment property.
You get you need that. That oh in
Yeah.
Canada to anybody coming, if you don't
Yeah.
have your school fees, it's okay, but have a car. Because that
Yeah.
car will make your school fees.
Yeah, that car will make you
Easy.
money. That car will make you money.
Easy.
That car will make you money. I've done like especially during that pandemic where all the theaters were shut down, blah blah. And I've sometimes like I've not really talked a lot about it on this podcast, but I don't know if there's a job I've not had. I don't know if I like I, and there, if I didn't get the job, it's because I they did not accept me, but I applied.
Facts. And that's how
whether
it's yeah.
whether it's a coffee shop to be doing coffee, what's my business with coffee? I've
Yeah.
not really seen coffee until I moved to this Canada. Like, so obviously, some people
Exactly.
drink coffee in Nigeria, but coffee culture here in Canada or in North America is crazy.
It's
You
crazy,
hear
yeah.
people say, "Oh, I can't function. I've not had my coffee." What does that mean?
What I
What do
didn't
you mean by
know
you can't
I
function?
just I
You
just
know?
knew I had to pick up the coffee.
Exactly. So I applied there. Walmart.
the
Where did
the
I shop past?
wait.
I applied and applied and applied everywhere. Those places they didn't get me. They didn't like accept me, and I don't know why. But you lost doing regardless.
No, they'll say you
Imagine
are
that
overqualified.
you're overqualified. You apply for Walmart. Walmart is rejecting you. Imagine.
You're
That's like
overqualified for the
God.
job. But you know that do you know that in all of these hustles that I mentioned,
Mhm.
as hardworking as I was, and I felt I could do every and anything. There was one particular time that I'm like, okay, maybe I should get a second job and work in a fast food. I
Mhm.
did not last 1 week.
Oh, why?
Because so this is how I think generally. When I came to Canada,
Mhm.
like I had a lot of bills, right? My
Yeah.
rent and my fees and all of that. But
Mhm.
it was also from a standpoint of okay, per week, how can I make 1,000 per
Mm-hmm.
week, per 2 weeks. How can I make? I wasn't thinking of bi-weekly paycheck. I already had a bi-weekly
Mm-hmm.
paycheck of my overnight job. So I'm also
Mm-hmm.
thinking now, how can I make more? So by the
Mm-hmm.
time I said, okay, you know what? Maybe this here and there, hustle everywhere. Let me just
Mm-hmm.
confine it a little bit and just work in a, in a fast food restaurant. And then I,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, and then I applied and I got in and I was working hard the first couple of days. But while I was working, also the manager was a user. And I'm a hard worker. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
guy that would, you tell me, I've jumped on it, I'm doing it, like I'm prompt like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
while I was that day, it was Wendy's, and she asked me to go pick up weed. I was done picking up all the weed. Then she said, "Okay, now go into the dining hall, sweep them up. I've gone there, I've done that. Okay, now go to
Only
the back.
you?
Only me. Now go to the back, go
What
and
about the wait,
dishwash."
wait, wait? What about everybody else?
Just for some reason, I didn't know what they were doing or how they were doing it, but I know that only me, gay, I was doing, you know. And I just, while she was telling me the next thing, I just stopped to think that, what am I doing? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's literally what my mind just said. What are you doing? I just pulled my top, gave her. I removed my non-slip shoe. I gave her, and I said, I'm done. And I had a nice car waiting for me outside. I said, I'm done. Like, yo, why? Okay, come. I'll maybe reduce the workload or something. No, I'm done. I left.
You can keep the job.
So I'm like, so that thing like kind of played with me for a little bit that, hey, like you can do anything, Angela, anything you put your mind to. What happened? But
Why
then
put your mind to fast food?
I found that no, it's not anything. It has to be the right thing. It has to be something that
Mm,
gives me the kind of money that I was looking for. So,
yeah.
but those were my experiences. I did work in a lot of places. I did work in a
Yeah,
lot of
no.
places.
I
Oh,
did.
nursing home. Oh, let me tell you my nursing home experience.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I was in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and then
Mm-hmm.
I got a job in. So I just finished school, and I was looking for a
Mm-hmm.
full-time job just so I can get my work permit, all of that. So I was waiting
Mm-hmm.
for the bank to finish their background check process. So in the meantime, I'm
Right.
like, well, let's see if I can quickly steal this job and see how I can wiggle it with my banking job. So I got another
Okay.
job in the nursing home in St. John. So it's 1 hour away from Fredericton. So what I did was,
Wait. Those locations are like Fredericton is where you live,
yes, I live in Fredericton and the
and
job
the
was in
nursing home
St.
is an
John.
hour away.
It's an hour away in
Okay.
St. John, both in New Brunswick. So I'm
Okay.
like, okay, opportunity to put my house on rent. I can hang out with my friends for the meantime while I'm doing the
Mm-hmm.
job. Let me just also get the experience because everybody works in a nursing home. What are y'all doing?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
bought my scrub now. I even put that the ID something there like Amy nursing. So the first day I got to the nursing home, ready to work, so already doing my bit. And then, like the fourth day, they just said, Jola, room, whatever needs tea or coffee or something. I'm like, oh, sure, I got it for you. And then I went there. At this time, I was still not educated, even when I go and buy Instacart and milk. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand what 3%, 2%, 1% means. I didn't know all those
Of
things.
milk.
But I knew that
Mm-hmm.
when I got there to the stand, I just saw all the milks. Mini, money more. Just carry one milk. Inside the thing. And when I poured inside and I just went and said, hey, and I was still in training process, so they were still showing me everything. But
Right.
they just felt that it's tea or
Obviously,
it's
you know
coffee.
what tea
I
is. You know
come
how
on.
to pour milk.
I said, okay. Me that I've not even figured out my own body system. I know that for every time I take milk in Canada, there's no time I won't visit the washroom. So
Oh.
and me, I'm lactose intolerant. I guess the woman is also lactose intolerant. So there was
Okay.
lactose free milk
Milk. Oh, I
for
see.
that woman. And me, I just did
Oh boy.
many more. I was so naive. And that's
Right.
how, as soon as the woman took it, she had a condition. That's how
Oh my goodness.
All the nurses ran out trying to get her back. Then they injected her or something, and then she calmed down. This was me removing my scrub.
Oh my god.
That was the fourth or the fifth day on the job. I just removed my scrub like this. I folded it. Before they finish everything, I didn't look at the back. I say, I quit.
May not go keep person so that you won't kill someone on the job.
I'm, I'm not ready for this. Like, I just this is how I did. With this, they already understood. And then they were telling
I
me,
surrender.
no, Jola, like
Hands up.
you learn on the job. We also made a mistake. We should have told you. We should have showed you. After all, you're in
Yeah,
training. I said,
yeah, of course.
even if you show me, let me go. Let me go.
Oh my days.
They begged me. They this, they
Wow.
that. I packed my car key, my stuff. When I was driving back home, I was shivering like this.
You be shaking. Yeah, 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 yeah. You be shivering.
Since that day, when somebody says I should carry milk, even on Instacart, I will cancel. I'll say there's no milk available. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, my experience with milk.
Oh my goodness.
So
Wow.
I'm just like, no, I can't do this. That's another job, right? And many others that I
Yeah.
can't even remember that I've forgotten. But
Yeah, me too.
that
Like over time, you start to forget, but by the time
you
they start
no.
coming back,
So
you'll be like,
with time, as
"Oh,
you grow in Canada, you find that okay, now there are some things that you just cannot do again.
that above you." You
That
get, yeah,
are
yeah,
that
yeah,
are
yeah,
well, are they now above you? Are they below you now? I don't know the
yeah.
English.
I be below you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
above it
yeah,
in
above
a
it, yeah,
way.
because
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
can't do those
yeah,
things. Now, even when I make
yeah, yeah.
certain decisions as regards some things, I wait to see what my time. It's not. No, I can't do this shit. Like, yeah.
Do I have the likelihood of committing murder?
Yeah.
May I be? Would I be able to kill someone by doing this?
So like many
Yeah,
things. And me, I was
yeah.
not the kind of guy that really sits down to think. I just get an idea, I spring up and I do it, right?
And you do it
So
right.
so you can imagine my natural temperaments as regards these things that require very detailed supervision.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right. I
So
see, I see.
that's my experience. It's been a roller
That's your
coaster,
experience. It always is. Like I think people just expect that. Ah, no, you can go and make it in Canada. You can.
No, 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 no.
There's no money tree. There's no money tree. There's no place that you can just go and plant one cent and it will start giving you ten
Even
ten
when I was
thousand
at
every
the
month.
bank,
Like that's
when
not
I,
what happens.
even when I was at the bank, with that experience, now I had to make sure that I didn't just read the courses. The courses had to go through me
Yeah.
for me to really understand. Like, just so
Yeah.
that somebody doesn't come out tomorrow and sue me as a financial advisor
Mm,
for probably depositing in somewhere where it wasn't supposed to be, or investing
right.
in something that it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so many
You
things,
have to be very,
very,
very careful. Very
very.
careful and very, very aware that you have to know what you're doing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, you be more than willing to learn and ask questions. You can't be saying, I'll figure it out.
You can't
You
wing
you
it.
made you can't wing it.
You can't
You
wing it.
can't wing it. You
You
can't. You
can't
have
wing it.
to like
There's
you do
certain,
have to put in
yeah.
you have to put in the work. And you're blessed if your parents are Otedola or whatever. So you just travel and you're chilling. That's awesome.
But it's
But
not
for the
like that for
vast
me.
majority for the vast majority of people, like you have to put in the grind. You have
You
to put
have
in the
to.
work like
No,
when you get here, even when
you
you
will.
get here. And yes, there are more opportunities in a lot of ways.
So what I
And like
even
I always
tell, like, yeah, I even tell people now that just come in that look, I know certain ways you would go and you will make it. You don't even need to redo everything that we have done, right?
hmm
It's just come and say
yeah.
we have done these things and we have learned from certain things, right?
Yeah.
Do this, do this, do this,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't do this, don't do this, you'll be fine. right?
And be
So
fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
easy
yeah.
now, easy. It's a walk in the park.
You was a walk in the park because you walked through the forest.
I've
So now,
walked through the through the
now,
through the volcano.
now you can see the park. Like you can be like it's a walk in the
It's a
park.
walk in
But
the
it's not
park.
always,
Yeah.
and it doesn't always start like that. Especially when, like, I mean, you got a banking job right outside of school, and you are still doing your art on the side.
Yeah.
Me that I went to go and study art. As I graduated, there's no 9 to 5 waiting for me, and I wanted to actually pursue it, you know. So my own story is another one for another day. But
So
when you talk
yes,
about
I, I,
job, when you
I
talk about work that I've done, there's no job I've not done. Is it call center? Hi, this is Sarah calling from. Oh yeah, I've done that. Is it door to door marketing in the winter in Calgary, bro? In the
holy.
winter, what have I not done? You know. So yeah, you were going to say.
I was going to say that I think those that's also part of another thing that I mean people on the podcast can also learn about. Me now, I'm the biggest advocate of after school. Don't necessarily go for what you study. If what you studied is what you want to do it. But if it's
That's
not what you
good.
want, don't do things because of well,
Anybody else?
no. People say you do what you have to do to get your papers, which is valid.
Fair.
But
Yes, that's
me,
true.
I would do what I want to do,
Hmm.
regardless of papers, because I know that the papers will come.
I mean, let's first of all, you can't you can't really say that because situations are different.
Yeah.
So you
Situations
know,
are
yeah,
different.
yeah,
So
situations
mark
are different
mark
for
your
different
territory. Look at
people.
what it looks like. Yes, but
Yeah,
because now I'm saying that because after school, the next thing that comes out of your head, right, is after school you just want a full time job to get started. Not necessarily even the
yeah,
full time
yeah,
job in your field, right?
right.
And when you get into that full time job, you just start growing in that career, and then you think you have a career. Does that make
Meanwhile, what
sense?
you want to do is same is
Is
different.
sitting somewhere lying waste, and many
Yeah,
many years later you're frustrated and you remember because you can get lost in that field because bills will not
yeah,
wait. So
they'll wait for you.
that's my maybe I should correct what I say that, and I said it's not for everybody. It's for people that can do
Yeah,
it. Can you do it?
yeah.
We are
If you
gonna
can't,
do it. If you can do it,
back
do it.
off. If you yeah, if you
Because
can't do it.
see, look at it. I'll tell you part of the risks that I've taken, that I still spoke with my friend today and I still weighed my option, and I said I would take it 100% time over
100
again.
times over.
I
Yeah.
left the bank at least, like, imagine maybe I needed like that 1 year experience, right?
Hmm.
And then I
Yeah.
left like on the 10th month to go and pursue what I want to pursue. When I could have
Mm-hmm.
just stayed for 12 months and finished. But
Mm-hmm.
I was getting, like, for me personally, like my body reacts to if I'm doing something that I don't flow with. It's like I'm reacting drastically. I start running mad and stuff. So me, I'm like, you know what? No, this is going to come another way. I trust God. Okay, before I do this,
Mm-hmm.
what are the other options available for me to achieve
Mm-hmm.
my papers and to still follow what I want to do? So I had
Mm-hmm.
declined everything. I said that, oh, I can use my Nigerian work experience,
Mm-hmm.
federal skilled. I just had need to write my sell people IELTS, need to get my West evaluation done, all of that. Oh, okay. So there's another route for me.
So then,
Then I will go and
exactly.
follow what I want to follow. Don't go, guys.
Yeah.
Don't go blindly. You need to.
Yeah. Don't go blindly at all. And the beautiful thing about Canada in particular is that there's so many streams. Like, I
Yeah,
always say this in the dating world now. There are people that will date and marry you and fool you for papers. Once you give them that
exactly.
paper like this,
That's
it's something
it.
else. So that's one way. I If it's not love, please don't do it. Don't use someone else because
Yeah,
your karma is sitting tight and
waiting
getting ready
for
for you. Your
you.
karma is in the gym getting ready and buffing you up for you.
I'm telling you, man.
So
So
yeah, obviously there's
that
that
was
part, and
yeah,
then there's study permits. You go from
yeah,
study permit to work permit, from work permit to PR,
exactly.
and then there are people that apply. Folks from all over the world come as refugees. People
Mm-hmm.
come asylum seekers. Like there's so many ways. Like talk to your immigration lawyer. This is not we are not professionals. We're just sharing our own experiences. But I
Perfect
also I also ended up using work experience from back home for my own
for
papers
yours.
too, because again, how do you want to start measuring like 100 hours or be 100, how many hours in a year,
Yeah,
100,000. I don't. I
100,000.
don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
is it
it's
100?
of
I don't
work
know. I don't
experience,
know.
of work
Yeah,
hours
you have to
worked.
have this. Yeah, there's a particular number for work hours within the year
And
that you've
you as an
accomplished.
artist,
How? Like, I feel like I'm constantly working, but there's no one I'm clocking into.
do
So
you
there's no
get?
one to clock. You do you know what I mean? Like, there's no one to
Yeah,
affirm or validate that.
validate
Anyway,
that
so I had to use work
work
permit from back
experience.
home, and work. It was work experience. Yes, work experience from back home, and then that's how it worked out for me. I know people that have done provisional nomination and have just used their work from here. There's so many different ways, but I know, yeah, the once you come as a student, the next thing is, okay, what's the strategy? How am I going to get my papers? What's the next move? And
Yeah.
that's very, very valid and very smart for you to start thinking of and saving money for, because
Yep.
it's not cheap,
It
you
ain't cheap.
know. Yeah, but that's that thing, right? I think that, like, that hustle mentality, like, it's really a thing, like, it's very valid. And we're Nigerian, so me, I personally, I can only speak for Nigeria, but I know
Yep.
that there are a lot of other, people who come from a lot of other places that are also very dogged and, like, focused, like,
Yep.
because I don't even know if it's necessarily a Nigerian
No, I
mindset.
think
I
it's
know that
just the
people
immigration,
all
the
over
immigrant mindset
yeah, for the most part,
for
because
the
there are
most
also some
part.
people who,
Yeah.
yeah, they're also, don't get it twisted. There's some people that literally rather sit home and just cash a $400 check from the government and
And
they're
they're good.
good. People have their different reasons for doing what they do, and this is, in no way to shame or judge anyone, but we're just sharing our own experiences. So that mentality of go getter, we are here, we got to go, we got to move, we got to
Yep.
do what we got to do. Do you still feel that's like, dogged, and that, like you got, putting in all the hustles and all the things and all the
No.
ways? Do you still feel that
So
way
now,
all your years down in Canada?
yeah. So I've noticed that the more I grow now, like I've stopped all of those rat races, running around. With time, we've been in Canada, you become like a bigger boy. You get what I'm saying?
Hey, bigger boy, oh.
So, I mean, I feel like is also part of the maturity of my mentality that made me say that, okay, I can quit my job in the bank, open up my studio, do art. If that makes
Mhm.
sense, I
Right.
can make more informed decisions now because I know how the system works. I know
Mhm.
how to network with people. I know the basic things to do to
Mhm.
get what I want for myself. So now I'll just say that from those experiences, which are very important, I can now make
Yeah.
more informed decisions. Like now I'm a full-time businessman. So
Hey, businessman, businessman. But that's incredible, right? That's incredible,
yeah,
especially as an artist, right?
yeah,
Regardless, you got to find your way. You have to have a direction that you want to move towards.
correct.
So yeah, and then you can apply all that knowledge, and instead of doing all the rat races and all the things, DoorDash, Instacart,
Yeah,
Airbnb, blah blah blah, you can focus it now
on
on one path, your lane, your business, and you can
correct.
just kind of go in that direction.
And what sucks for us actually is even for you yourself, you definitely would have gone through the same thing. As you said, being an artist, coming to school, finishing school and wanting to pursue what you want to pursue. There are not many mentors in that field. Everybody comes here
Mm.
and they are doctors or they are accountants or engineer
Engineers,
or tech
yeah,
guys, but
yeah,
not an artist.
yeah,
So my way is totally different. Nobody else would understand.
yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
100%. And
So
sometimes explaining it to my parents or explaining it to, like, colleagues and whatnot. Now is just,
nobody gets to
I've reached
understand.
the yeah, they a lot of people are very supportive. Like, my parents are my family, and I'm very
Yeah.
grateful for that. Even though they don't really get it exactly,
Yeah.
but they still understand and they support me, which is what
Yeah.
you can
My,
only
my
ask
parents
for.
support me too. My I feel like I'm just trailing in my dad's shoes because once I say these things like do it, do it, yes, do it. I
Yes.
support. I'm in support. That's it. And
That's
once I get that, like,
awesome.
and then friends around me to my partner, everyone is just like, just just do it. You know what you're doing. Just do
Yeah.
it. And,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's the most important thing. So yeah.
Yes. Ah, that is so awesome. Thank you for sharing all that with us today.
Thank you.
Will you give a little, you said a little snippet of a thing that you're working towards a collection in your visual art.
Oh
By the
yes.
way, I don't know if I properly introduced you. I want to give you the space to kind of introduce yourself and the work that you do, and then
Okay.
talk about what we can expect moving forward.
Okay, so my name is Jola Angela Deniji, but everyone here calls me Jola. And I am the lead artist in Macanjy Arts Organization. It's an incorporated company that I founded. What I do, art installations. I'm an artist. I draw, I paint, I curate my own exhibitions. I also exhibit with other galleries. I do murals and anything artistic you can think of, you find me there. Coming this September, oh sorry, this summer, I will be having my second solo exhibition in Canada, and it will be titled The Danforth School of Thoughts,
Mm,
just explaining to everyone in the diaspora who aren't Africans or Nigerians what it feels like, to be back home, and the concept, the idea behind how we think, and how in a good way, and how fast paced, how we can deal with a fast paced environment and the psychology behind it.
mm,
And to those who are actual Nigerians, my own people, Tiwa and Tiwa, to remind them that, hey guys, now here we did. This is where we came from, and we are
mm-hmm.
proud of it, and we own it.
Yeah,
Right? That's what the exhibition is all about. And yeah, I hope to see you guys there.
that is awesome. I hope to be there.
You
When
definitely
you're,
will. You didn't
yeah,
have a
share.
choice.
Will you share your social media, like how people will know when you have
uh,
things
so
going on and all that?
Instagram for me is Macanjy, Macanjy. That's my Instagram, Macanjy, Macanjy. I also opened up a side company on the side. So if you search Macanjy, you'll see Macanjy Auto Detailing. I have a passion for clean cars, very clean cars. So I'm starting. I've got this Macanjy Arts van, like a company van, and I'll be having a mobile detailing business on the side for the summer
Mm,
to detail people's cars. So that's how
mm-hmm.
you can get me on Instagram, on TikTok. It's Studio Macanjy. My website is macanjyart.org. So MACANJYART.org. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jala, for sharing all that.
Thank you, Sarah.
As you know, you have to sprinkle a bit of wisdom and knowledge and
Mm.
advice on us before you go.
Those
So,
things
would you
that
mind
you used
just
to
sharing?
post on Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay,
and Instagram.
so this
Yes.
one is not from me, but Nasty C said it, and I totally key into it. I never chase a dream, I design it.
You never chase a dream, you design it.
Simple. Why? Because I know that my life is different from every other person's. You might be two
Yeah.
accountants or two tech guys. Your life seems similar, but the story
Mm,
can never be similar.
can never be the
Run
same.
your own race.
Raise.
That's what I just found out, and
Yeah.
understanding that in depthly has helped me
Mm-hmm.
overcome a lot. Because now I'm
Mm-hmm.
not looking at anybody, I'm doing what I feel is the best. I can fail at it and get up and go again and fail a million
Again,
times, but it is my race.
it's
So I'll design
exactly.
it to what I want it to be. I never chase a dream, I design it.
A mic drop.
Like draw.
And that's and that's on period.
That's it, that's it, that's it.
That's it. That's all. Awesome. Once again, Jala, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Thank you
Thank you.
for sharing your story, sharing your hustle mentality, and for inspiring and motivating us and the listeners and myself here today. Yeah, for our listeners, thank you so much for sticking with us to this episode. We will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.